Well, I saw the branding and I was like, I didn't even know it was something that was happening. And I was like, wow, that would be a great opportunity to be something I could continue to develop myself as a coach, to be a part of with the connection to Europe and the first club. You would think that there's a lineage or a pathway that presents itself to continue to help develop myself as a coach. And I was interested and curious about it and made a connection with Omar, and he said, hey, we'll come out and see what you can do. And the opportunity's been there and I've been excited to be a part of it since. The biggest difference is the family setting. I mean, I really do feel like everybody from day one, I felt like people welcome me in. It's like, okay, it's like you're part of the family and here you are, and you know, we're happy to see you. We're excited that you're part of what we're doing, and I think that's generally what's kept me excited to be a part of what we're doing, is that just feeling really included in everything. It's really fun to kind of get inside the mind of a teenager again. I think that it's their insecurities and their questioning of the world is like really starting to get to that point where they really want to know and become more mature. I think you can see that not only as a person but as a player. They start to put themselves out there, and sometimes you ask yourself like, oh, I've been away from it for a while. I haven't been a high school student for a while, but they bring you back in pretty quickly, seeing what they're all about and the thoughts that goes through there and how they express themselves. So it's fun in that sense. I think probably first and foremost, the passion I have for the game. I think I bring excitement. I think I bring a drive and desire to do something great, and I think that I would hope that kind of rubs off on players as well, that also they want to just bring the best that they can. I think I try to, in everything I do, bring the best I can. Hope that rubs off with players. I would have to think that a player would always feel that there's a connection to something bigger than the local scene. I think it makes everything worldwide. I think it makes everything global in the sense that you really see the game in a bigger sense, which if I was a player, I'd want to be a part of that, because if I felt like I was only limited to the surrounding area, or I feel like I'd want to be a part of something that's connected to something bigger. And I think that's probably the biggest difference in what I see in comparison to local clubs. It's beyond what we're doing here. It goes to somewhere else, and that potential and opportunity for a player to go beyond and find themselves with opportunities outside of the local region makes it seem like it would be a draw for them to be a part of. Well, I mean, I watch the first team play and look and see what they're doing to say, hey, how can my players potentially go and find it? It's really easy also to tell players and suggest, hey, go watch the first team, what they're doing. They have some really good plans and they do what they need to do, so you guys can follow there, pick out a player that you can look up to and pick out a way to go about training that's similar to what they're trying to do. So I mean, as a coach, I pick up on that and use that as a motivator, and I also use it as a inspirational piece to try to figure out what I can do to make the players better. I feel like that the performance is an important part, and that it ends in results. So the focus there and the direct relationship to player development is more of a focus than just going out to win and playing a style that just is to win, but it's about individuals, players becoming better and learning the game and enjoying it at the end of the day, more so than just a win. Feels good, yeah, but if that's all you're doing, I don't know that there's much of a draw to stay connected to the game. I feel like you as an individual player want to see and feel like you're developing and getting better from game to game, from season to season, and I think that's an important part of what we're trying to do. You know, the player that makes a mistake and can go from it, and you can look as a coach to help guide them through that, because I think when I go back to the piece on confidence, like trying to get them to understand that that's a part of the game. I mean, and then we talked about looking at the professionals. I always draw on references to the professional game. Boys, these grown men, these professionals are making mistakes. It's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to do that, because it's just an opportunity for you to learn. A big part of what I've been trying to focus on even in the last season or in the last year or so is the cognitive development of players. I found that it's real easy to implement a training activity that teaches them technical skill and teaches them, even improves their tactical understanding, but it also is a means to help them learn how to solve problems on their own. I think it's that piece of trying to get players to solve problems on their own that I try to do. A specific example, I had a Y passing pattern drill that I think a lot of coaches will do, where player checks in, they scan, they look over their shoulder, but they're not ever looking over their shoulder or scanning for anything in particular. So what I did is I had another player hold up a color vest and have them make a decision based on what they saw. So it's having them thinking more, I think, is a big part of what I've been trying to do lately, is teaching them how to make choices and decisions and improving their ability to play and, like I said, make decisions and solve problems on their own, as opposed to me just telling them, giving the answer. I always make that connection to the classroom as well. It's like, how can I get them to solve problems and on their own? I hope they really enjoy themselves. I tell players a lot, it's like, if we're not enjoying ourselves playing a game, we have to all question ourselves in terms of what we're doing. So I really want them to enjoy it first and foremost, and then it goes back to that piece of them getting better. I want them to feel like they've gotten something or have something they could say they got better in, especially over a course of some time working with them. So I want them to leave saying that they enjoy themselves, saying they learned something, saying that they could take away and continue to get better as a player. I feel like we have an organized way to go about having sessions. I think that players will show up ready to go. They'll know that they're working with coaches that are passionate about what they're doing, and organize and have sessions planned that they know that will have direct benefits to their player. They should leave a session feeling like they got something out of it. They should go into a season feeling like they had a good experience. They should go into take that experience and go further with it. I feel like overall it's something that they should be a part of, and also they also have an opportunity to grow as a person as well. Hopefully, that I think that if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing with the development of players, you're also teaching them how to make decisions, not only about the game, but also life itself. So I think it's that holistic approach to developing players, individuals, to help them in the maturation process as they develop as a kid into an adult. From the first day, the first session we had with them, I saw growth. So I was really proud to say that there was some growth within the side that I had in the team and the players and individuals. And I think all the comments I made before, I think most of them would agree with it. They enjoyed the experience, they got better in some capacity, and I hope it just is a means to push them further to develop as a player and a person and move forward. So just the idea of getting a chance to work with them was probably my best moment. Hi, I'm Joseph Janner. I'm a coach with BVB International Academy, Great Plains. I want to welcome you to the family.